Hi everyone out there. I am Sundowns, your sports guru. Catch me live every Saturday morning from 11 a.m. till 1 p.m. Only on Nirvana Wild FM. Your beat, your music. Danko.
February 2023. Oh, thanks God. January is finally behind us. Just for a moment, it felt like January was 6 months long. If you know, you know. While you and I might be bleeding or having some financial issues, South African tourism is having none of that. They do not have financial issues. Why do I say that? Because this week the news that came out is that South African tourism is planning to sponsor the English Premier League giants, Tottenham Hotspurs. Listen to this, with a whopping 1 billion rands. Oh, good for the Tottenham Hotspurs, who might be getting that 1 billion rands from South African tourism department. The big question is, does it worth it now? Because they will recall that back in the day, sometime back, Rwanda and Arsenal, they got in the same arrangement, in the same setup. The big question is, did Rwanda get any ROI, which is return on investment? Will South Africa get return on investment? Should they go on with their possible sponsor Tottenham Hotspurs with a whopping 1 billion rands? Only time will tell. But one thing I know is South Africans are having none of it. They are very, very, very angry about it. Their blood temperatures are boiling. They are sitting in the region of 90 to 95 degrees Celsius. They're having none of it. They want that South African tourism deal with Tottenham Hotspurs brought to a halt. Only time will tell. And the other good news is that Ramaphosa, who is the president of the country, said he is not in support of that deal. So we'll see whether Ramaphosa will be twisted and eventually will announce that deal on his State of the Nation address. Only time will tell. We'll be watching the space whether Tottenham Hotspurs and South African tourism sponsor deal proceeds. Orlando Pirates host their hoodoo team, Mamelodi Sundowns, this afternoon at Orlando Stadium. The big question is, will Orlando Pirates, ezimnyama kancane, ezikakepula umhlaba kamasipala, finally get the Mamelodi Sundowns monkey off their back? Or is it going to be the more of the same? Come 3:30, all will be revealed. Bo Pando Temnyama, when they take on Masandawane, oh Macapuna Gusale, Kabuyelo, Masandawana ma. Last week we saw Kaizer Chiefs finally scoring their first goal of 2023. It was a long time for Kaizer Chiefs to eventually finding the back of the net. They did that last week when they played against their Minnesota team, Royal AM. Is the good days back at a natural, or is it just a question of one swallow doesn't make summer? Last night, Swallows FC, they got back to winning ways when they beat the second place Richards Bay FC. Oh, those are the Natal Rich Boys who are doing very well for themselves. But the beautiful Bates, on the day they needed it most, and they did it in style. They won 1-0 at home down here in Soweto, Dobsonville Stadium to be exact. Oh, congratulations to the beautiful Bates and their manager, Ernest Middendorp. Yandi Zinyoni. Themba Bavuma, the South Africa's ODI captain, eventually got himself a nod in SA20 cricket game tournament. He made his debut this week when Sunrisers Eastern Cape made a trip to Durban, but unfortunately our captain had a day to forget. Listen to this. He got a duck from a first ball. That is disappointment and a half, if you ask me. A warm welcome and a very good morning to you wherever you are within South African borders and beyond. We've got you covered. All you have to do is to sit back, relax, and allow us to entertain you. You are tuning in at Sports Geek with Sponelo Ngobo, only on Nirvana World FM. Your beat, your music. You can always get in touch with us on our studio WhatsApp line number, which is 07-333-16934. TikTok and Facebook, we are there as Nirvana World FM. While on Facebook, you might as well type the name of the show, which is Sports Geek with Sponelo Ngobo, and that will take you straight to the page of this show where you'll get to converse with me directly, and I promise I will definitely respond to all your comments. Personally, I'm also available on all social media platforms as Sponelo Ngobo. You can always get in touch with me from your gram, whether you call it TikTok, Twitter, or everywhere. We are there as Nirvana World FM, and I'm also there as Usponelo Wagangobo. Thank you so much to my colleague DJ Powen, who brought us the Teen Kids. That was between 10 and 11 o'clock. Catch him next week Saturday, same time, same place. You and I, we are together from now till 1 p.m. Not that I'm complaining, I just love the sound of it. Hoping the feeling is mutual. Organjan, Fere, that's how they roll in the township. As usual, we will kickstart our show by looking at South African football when we have a discussion with our football analyst Modiba Peter, and hear what he has to say in in as far as DStv Premiership news are concerned. And the big one is happening down in Soweto, Orlando Stadium to be exact. Kweskama Minzela is good. That's why Orlando Pirates ezimnyama ngenkani ezingamakephula ezakephula umhlaba kamasipala. They will host their menace, the table toppers Mamelodi Sundowns. The kickoff for that game is at 3:30. What is going to happen this afternoon? Will Orlando Pirates eventually get that Mamelodi Sundowns monkey off their back, or is it going to be more of the same? And then at 12 o'clock, we will have our studio guest, Ntiyiso Mahumani. He's a big Orlando Pirates supporter. We'll get to hear what he has to say. What can we expect this afternoon when their team, Orlando Pirates, finally this afternoon try and bring a halt to the high-flying Mamelodi Sundowns. We'll hear what Ntiyiso Mahumani has to say in as far as Orlando Pirates preparations are concerned for this big afternoon's clash against the reigning champions Mamelodi Sundowns. Kabuyelo, hayaya kabuyelo. Orlando Pirates has umnyama ngenkani ezakephula umhlaba kamasipala. We will see what do they have in stock this afternoon for their visitors Mamelodi Sundowns. Will Munapule Saleng rise to the occasion, or he was just a one-hit wonder in the MTN 8 final? Let's see if he will show any signs of consistency this afternoon and take his team over the line, because absolutely Orlando Pirates, they definitely need the likes of Munapule Saleng to take the lead and lead Orlando Pirates all the way and finally beat Mamelodi Sundowns this afternoon, because these days Mamelodi Sundowns, they seem to be thrashing everyone left, right and center. You ask your Swallows, you ask your Kaiser Chiefs, you ask your Super Sport, Almal Fanel, Getopafela, it's Paxlan Altipadi. That's what Mamelodi Sundowns is doing to all the South African teams at the moment. Come 3:30, we will see what does Orlando Pirates have in store for their visitors. And Ntiyiso Mahumani will be with us this afternoon from 12 o'clock, telling us exactly what to expect. Time now, it is 19 minutes after 11 o'clock. Let's quickly go for a breather. When we return, we will be in conversation with our football analyst, Modiba Peter, and hear what he has to say in as far as DStv Premiership is concerned.
When we move together, I feel so fine. When we're apart, just can't get you off my mind. Feeling lonely, don't know what to do. I just can't stand to be away from you. Let's stick together, every day. Let's stick together, you and me and every way. Let's stick together. Every day. So treat me right. Say you will. Treat me right. Say you will. Let's stick together. Closer every day. Let's stick together. You and me in every way. Let's stick together. Closer every day. Let's stick together.
Oh, that's exactly what Orlando Pirates are going to need this afternoon. If they are to beat their Minnesota team, Mamelodi Sundowns, they will need to stick together. Thank you so much to Brenda Fasa for giving us that track, that stick together. Modiba Peter, are you there, Baba?
Yes, Manelis, good morning to you, and also good morning to the listeners as well, and thanks for having me this wonderful morning.
Thank you very much, Modiba. Thank you very much for your time once again. Let's cut down to the business of the day. Talk to us about the highlights of the DStv Premiership games that played last weekend, Modiba. Obviously, the big one is going to be the Kaizer Chiefs, that they finally scored their first goal for 2023. Talk to us, Modiba.
And that it had finally broken the hoodoo as well. And looking at some of the results, I'll start with the Cape Derby there between Stellenbosch and Cape Town City. As the Stellenbosch comes from 2-0 down to win the match 3-2, we saw players like Ocean Andrews, Devon Tatas, and Siklem Komezulu scoring for the Stellies there. And then Saturday we saw Mamelodi Sundowns beating Skukuni by 2-0 as they continue with their unbeaten run of form, 14 out of 14 victories there. And Peter Shalulile and Kishas Malula were the ones who find the net there for Masandawana there in the second half of the match. And in that game it was very tactical, and the Sundowns didn't create so many chances. I saw only Neo Mayema and Shalulile missing the sitters, but also the goalkeeper for Skukuni, Ali Badru Sangare, deserved the credit there. But they tried their best. In some of instances the goals were disallowed, but they were legitimate offsides. And yeah, at the end, Sundowns had to win at Loftus Stadium. So we saw also Saulos playing goalless up against SuperSport. So very interesting, because Kevin Hunt is playing this. I think it should be his second game without winning. A draw also against Richards Bay, I remember 1-1. And then also we saw Marumo Callens going down at Orlando Pirates by 2-0. Dabacho Tantonzo scoring the penalty against his former team, and Munapule Saling scoring from Transuka Manja cutback. So Marumo Callens were under pressure. That is 6th loss on the trot. And we saw also KZN Derby there. Richards Bay playing 1-0 against Amazulu. In that game, I remember Amazulu scored first from Pabokalinge, and then Katlaho Mapate snatching the equalizer at the point right at the death during the reverse optional time. Although the game wasn't that interesting, but at the end they capitalized from Amazulu's lapses of concentration there. And then we saw Chupa United once again defeating Fadli Davis, Maritzburg United by 1-0 at Diosa Ikotaro, scoring the only goal of the match. And then we saw finally TS Galaxy, Siadu Musa, the Rockets were rampant against Golden Arrows as they stretched them 4-0. We saw the likes of Bennett Parker, Oroboto Mongai, Stuwe Matlangu scoring for TS Galaxy there. And lastly, as but not least, Kaizer Chiefs again finally breaking the hoodoo against the Royal EM. What a game it was. I think they deserve to win this one. They just came out fighting there, working hard, and we saw Spitler Klanti alongside Ashwili Puria there scoring, and we saw a striker there, Basomboro Saile there making a debut, and creating the second goal, is applying the second goal to Ashford Priya to find the net. And what a way for them to win. It would have been a disgrace if they were to lose the fourth game of that short. So fortunately for them, they stuck to their plan, and they frustrated Royal AM because they didn't create so many chances that game.
Yes, Motib. I'm happy that you've just touched base there with the Kaizer Chiefs Royal AM game. You said they came out firing. So with what you saw last week, is it safe to say happy days are back for Orlando Pirates, for Kaizer Chiefs rather, or was it just, do you think Kaizer Chiefs faithful, they should just be cautiously excited, Motib?
As you know, that Kaizer Chiefs' weakness is that they haven't been consistent throughout the season, and the listeners. And let's see if they can continue with that kind of pressing game they had against Royal AM. I think they created so many chances that game. Although I was disappointed with players like Gentoli, he's been on form and he needs to pull up his socks as well. But Kaizer Chiefs, I'm not convinced, because they usually like consistent. But I think the advantage for them is that they came in that game having made few changes at the back. We saw Itumeleng Khune was out, and Brendan Peterson came in and kept a clean sheet. We saw Siyabonga Ngezana finally hitting a starting 11 as well. We saw Etienne Solomons coming in as after.
Matiba, we seem to be losing you. We have lost you for a moment. Yes, it looks like the reception is not playing the ball at the moment. We seem to have lost Modiba Pida. Let's try and see if we can try and resuscitate this line and try and get Modiba back on the line. Time now, it is 29 minutes after 11 o'clock. And if the weather means anything to you, it is 15 degrees Celsius and it is sun in Johannesburg. Oh, thanks God. The heat wave that we've been experiencing for the past 3 weeks here in Johannesburg, it seems to have subsided for a change. We saw some couple of rains falling down. When was it? On Thursday? Yeah, it started cooling down for a moment. We had the heat wave for the past 3 weeks. It was definitely not nice at all. Modiba, are you back?
I'm back. As I was still saying that Kaizer Chiefs, I think the advantage in that match were that they made changes at the back and it worked in the advantage. I think Afazwane repeated the very same combination of Risa Kunika and Sundowns, and he realized that it wasn't working. Then he ended up making drastic changes because of pressure that he was under. So this time around, I think the players came to the party and they deserved the win, and they took the game at the neutral venue in Polokwane. So, and it was so raining that game, as you rightfully just said. I heard you speaking about the rain there. So yes, all in all, they deserve to win.
Okay, I heard you mentioning that Itumeleng Khune was benched for this game, for that game, and Peterson was brought in goals. I'm gonna ask you a little bit unfair question. Comparison of Itumeleng Khune and the rest of the goalkeepers, let's say maybe your Bruce Vuma or your Peterson. Should Itumeleng Khune continue play for Kaizer Chiefs, or should Kaizer Chiefs start accepting that Itumeleng Khune's days might be over and try and stick to the likes of your Peterson and Vuma? And then the player, another comparison that I'm going to put to you is the Kaizer Chiefs new recruit, their new signee, which I believe is Saile. And then I'd like to compare Saile and Caleb. With what you saw last week from Saile, is it promising, or is one of the best good signees? I cannot say best at this stage, that would be unfair. But is it promising if you compare him to Caleb Modiba?
I'll start with the Itumeleng Khune that you just asked, and Brendan Peterson. I think the difference between the two is that Brendan Peterson, whenever he plays in, he comes up with some few clean sheets. If I can take you back to the game, that's why I'm asking you that question. By 1-0. Yes,
that's why I'm asking.
Yes, and then Orlando Pirates. Remember? Yes, you remember Yusuf Mar scoring from the center of the pitch. He was also in goals. He kept a clean sheet. And the Kaizer Chiefs had to win 3-1 against Stellenbosch, and he came in because Itumeleng Khune had conceded a goal in that match, and he didn't concede a goal as well. We saw also during the Carling Cup where they lost on penalties he also kept a clean sheet. So I think the only time where I can remember him conceding a goals was when Kaizer Chiefs lost 2-0 to Cape Town City. So that's where I wasn't convinced with his performance. But as you know, some of the fans were howling him, saying that he always gets out of his goal line. But with Itumeleng Khune, I think they can give him another season, and after that season, then they can decide otherwise if they are to give him a goalkeeping coach position or whatsoever. But I think his experience also has been fantastic. But yes, in that game against Golden Arrows, he did exceptionally well. But I think in terms of clean sheets, Brendan Peterson up to so far top C. But let's see if he can maintain that in Kaizer Chiefs the next match, which is against TS Galaxy. And coming to the Saile and Koli Pimenyana, the two players are different. Pimenyana is not is a player who likes falling, and with the Saile player, I've seen that he's a player who always keeps running. He's very energetic. I think off the ball, defenders must be warned because he is able to press a defender and put them under pressure. I think his style of play is almost similar to Ashley Dupree. So let's see if Kaizer Chiefs can do well in the next match. But I'll opt Saile to start ahead of Caleb Pimenyimana because I've seen him at some point. He's been disappointing, and there was an instance when Kaizer Chiefs lost 4-0 against Amazulu, he missed a penalty. So I think Saile, let's take him first, and then Pimenyimana, because of his aerial prowess, they can introduce him in the second half for those dead balls.
Okay, yeah, we got you. Yeah, I think that is the best analysis that you've just brought forward, Demote, because I've also seen that Itumeleng Khune, most of the time when they play Kaizer Chiefs, they seem to be not doing well. Like you rightfully said, that every time they introduce Peterson, they happen to do pretty well, and they keep those clean sheets. So that was my concern. Saile and Caleb, yes, I think that one as well. That was the great analysis indeed. Moving right along, last night we saw Swallows, the beautiful Pades, hosting the second place Richards Bay FC, and then the KZN derby. So Amazulu FC crossing swords with their across-town rivals Maritzburg United. Talk to us about those encounters, Modiba.
Very interesting. We see Swallows coming from the back of a draw against SuperSport goalless, this time clinching the victory at home in Dobsonville. So I realized that Richards Bay, they're very inconsistent. Remember, they also drew against Amazulu 1-1. They keep dropping points unnecessarily instead of them going to close the gap between them and Mamelodi Sundowns, but it seems as if they're struggling in that regard. So I think it's good for Million Dollar. But Swallows, I've watched them, they've been unpredictable. Where you think they're going to struggle, they come up and win. Remember, they also played against Super United. Major 2 were saying they're going to lose, and then they won. Yes. They also played against TS Galaxy. This is the same Galaxy.
Oh, you seem to be breaking, Modiba.
That's when they a defeat of the season. They had a draw, and it was, I think, defensively they've improved under Million Dollar. So let's see if they'll continue with the consistency of getting results, because it's very key, especially considering where they are at the current position. But I think the victory has helped them to remain 12th on the log. And you look at Amazulu and Maritzburg. I watched that game at Herigwala. As you know, that Maritzburg are always stubborn at Herigwala, and they took the lead from, you remember, former Paris player who just joined the club on loan, Kwame brothers, scoring the first goal in the first half, and then second half I think he missed a sitter there. I remember one-on-one with Velimotra, but he couldn't convert, and Amazulu regrouped. At some point I thought maybe they might lose this one 1-0, but right at the death in the reverse optional time, we saw a goal there, wonderful goal, and they ended up snatching the point there away from home. I think Fadi Davids wasn't happy with that. So I think also his goalkeeper, Ronaldo Lena, should have done better with that ball. So because it was in his hands, but it ended up hitting the back of the net. But one may say it might be because of it was so wet on the pitch and the gloves as well, because it was rainy Rigwala at Umkugunjov. So let's see if going into the next match they'll definitely do well. But I wasn't anticipating Amazon to do well. Also, they also dropped a point. I think they scored in the lapses of concentration, and they also conceded a goal last week against Richards Bay in the lapses of concentration. Yes. They also played, I think, 1-0 against Marumo Gallants. So ever since they beat Kaizer Chiefs 4-0, they haven't been winning. So I think this is some of the aspects the coach Roman Falls should work on going forward.
Today, the big one, Modiba. Orlando Pirates, they host the reigning champions, Mamelodi Sundowns. Kabuyelo Masandawana. Another KZN derby sees the out of sorts Royal AM visit their across-town rivals, Golden Orioles, who also have troubles of their own. Stellenbosch visit Chippa United, while SuperSport United has a date with Cape Town City. And then the struggling Marumo Gallants lock horns with Sekhukhune United, Babinanoko. Modiba, talk to us.
I'll pick them one by one. Let me start with the big one, Orlando Pirates versus Sundowns.
The big one indeed.
Orlando Pirates, Sundowns have always stretched Orlando Pirates in the last two matches. Carling Cup 4-0, 2-0 last time at Loftus Stadium. And you remember the two sides met in the MTN 8 at the very same Orlando Stadium where the encounter will be taking place this wonderful afternoon. So I think Pirates, they're coming here in this match confident. Remember the 4-3 back-to-back victories there. 4-1 thrashing against Stellenbosch, 2-0 against Marumo Gallants, 3-1 against Golden Arrows. And then you look at Sundowns, they're just on fire. 14 out of 14 victories. I think they'll be missing a player called Marcelo Allende. Remember, he was red-carded in the last week encounter against Sekhukhune United, and you look at players like Peter Shalulile, Pelelem Kulisi, Tembazone is returning back from suspension as he was suspended after getting 4 yellow cards. So the likes of Kran, I think they'll definitely be back. So I'm not so sure who will be starting in goals between Dennis Onyango and Ronald Williams, but I suspect it's Dennis Onyango because Ronald Williams has been rested as he's played so many matches throughout. And you look at players like Mtobin Vala, I think they've been exceptional this current season. Cassius Mailula. So Orlando Pirates, you expect players like Munapule Saleng, Kemete Erasmus against his former Mamelodi Sundowns there, Ndabai Totan Dronjo. You look at the back, Nkosinathi Smith has been in for Messi, even won man of the match last week against Marumo Gallants. And then in goals, I'm not so sure if Siko Chaime is ready to face Mamelodi Sundowns. As you know, China has made some blunders so whenever Mamelodi Sundowns met Orlando Pirates. So let's see if he's able to perform in high tempo games like of this high magnitude of Mamelodi Sundowns as well. So, but I think I can sit on the fence on this one. So I'm anticipating a lovely draw or Sundowns winning by a goal. I think the team that scores first, will definitely win this match. But I'll give it to Mamelodi Sundowns 1-0 if it's not a lovely draw. So let's go to the next fixture there. Chippa United up against Stellenbosch. As we know, Morgan Mamila is coming from a victory there, 1-0, and they'll be looking forward to even Stellenbosch. As you know, they came back from 2-0 down to win 3-2, and they are playing at Nelson Mandela Bay, if I'm not mistaken, or Sisadukashe. So I'm anticipating an interesting encounter between the two sides. The likes of Jaden Adams for Stellenbosch there. Sinotemba Mgomezulu, who scored the winner last week, he should be starting. Ibrahim Jabbar, they should come to the party there. Stevens, I haven't been impressed with him. He's very erratic in goals. I've watched the goal that he conceded against the very same Cape Town City. The first goal should have done better. He's an experienced goalkeeper, should know better. Chippa United, the rest of Lois Kasapua there, Roscoe Peterson there. I think they'll want to do well for the team there. Ronaldo Marman. So Ikodaro will be key in this match. So, but for me, I'll give it a lovely draw for this one. So let's go to Real EM up against Golden Arrows away from home. I think they'll be going to Princess Makoko. Golden Arrows are struggling. They're coming from the back of a 4-0 thrashing away to TS Galaxy. So I think most definitely, I think the likes of Maputi Kanyeza, Vusumusi Vilakas, they are extremely under pressure, so they must just do better if they want to impress Mato Matala, the owner there. So you look at Royal AM also, they're not struggling, they're not doing well. In fact, we'll talk more about the transfer signing of them in the transfer period there. So they just lost from Kaizer Chiefs 2-0, and they haven't been doing well. There was this game that they lost 3-1 against it was Maritzburg in the derby, and there was a 1-0 draw as well against Chippa United. So I think both teams will definitely want to redeem themselves, and the derby, the pride will be high. So I think because of they're both struggling, and it's the new coach will be in charge. I'm not so sure if he will be in charge. Let's see if they'll do well, but I think this game deserves a lovely draw for me. So let's go to SuperSport United up against Cape Town City. I always enjoy the battle between the two sides. Eric Tintler up against Gavinant. This time around, SuperSport, as you know, they always had the better of Cape Town City. Remember, they beat Cape Town City 1-0 previously. Brad Kobler scoring the goal at Cape Town Stadium. So I think Eric Tintler will be looking for revenge. But so one coach is never consistent. That's the main downfall for him, especially when it comes to results. And you look at Gavinant, he hasn't been winning ever since he lost 2-1 to Golden Arrows and Sundowns as well. So they drew against Swallows and also Richards Bay, so he should do well as well. So, but because of they want to redeem themselves, and Cape Town City, they just lost 3-2. They're still wounded as well. So I think SuperSport should win this one once again. So I will give them 1-0. So, but I'm not so sure if Brad Grobler will definitely be clinical in front of goals. I saw him against Richards Bay. He was just missing chances, and we'll talk more also about their signing. They've just signed a striker there. Let's see the likes of if Tabani Sibanyoni will come to the party, Tamsani Gabuza as well. In the middle of the fact, they've got exciting players, young players like Ajemi Weber, Patrick Maswangani, so they should do better in this wonderful encounter. Let's go to Marumo Gallants and visit Sukukuni United. It's a Limpopo derby there. As we know that they've just sacked their coach as well. We'll talk more in the transfer window. So Kit Denke and the Muntaka will be in charge of the club this wonderful evening. And also coming from Sukukuni United, they've been doing well previously before that loss. So I think they want to get back to winning ways. And then you look at Marumo Gallants, they're in desperately need. The gap between them and number 15 is just, I think it's
Matiba, you seem to be breaking a little bit, yeah?
Yeah, I was just saying.
You are breaking a little bit. Can you move around a little bit, Matiba? You are breaking. We are struggling to hear you from this side.
Yes, I was just saying because of Sukukuni United are not conceding so many goals, and they're doing well before that loss against Sundowns. They should win this one 1-0. So I'll give it to Sukukuni United. The Mamelodi Gallants, they're just under pressure. Remember, they released key players, the likes of Ntiyiso and Zonzo. There's a player called Skotsalokutle Kachwa who just joined Golden Arrows. He is a defender there. So there's also Miguel Team. There's also Junior Dion, who's currently at Amazulu. So they've released so many players. So they are under enormous pressure. They must just do well. But I'll give it to Sukukuni. So they want to redeem themselves. So as they've got exciting players, Victoria Tswala, Chibuke Ohizu, Aldri Badre Sangara in goals. It's been scintillating. Daniel Cardoso at the back alongside Siposake Ntiyantia and Edwin Jima. I think the confidence is so high. Visubuzu Mngube has been impressed. It's very skillful, and he will definitely be key. The likes of Ntiyiso Madonsela there. So we are in for a lovely afternoon come today. So yeah, very interesting.
And then tomorrow, Mpumalanga will see Kaizer Chiefs invade there as they have a date with TS Galaxy Siatumuza. What can you expect from that encounter, Modiba?
Very interesting match because TS Galaxy are playing at home. They're coming confident. Remember, they thrashed the Golden Arrows 4-0 at the very same Bombela Stadium. This is a team that doesn't score many goals, but I was surprised when they scored 4 for the first time ever. So they're playing against Kaizer Chiefs, whom they're coming in confident following the 2-0 victory at home against Royal AM. Their hoodoo side, they finally broke the hoodoo.
Yes.
So in this game, I remember in the first leg, in the first round, one may say they drew 2-2. Kaizer Chiefs had to dig deeper after scoring first and letting Galaxy scored 2 goals, and they just needed Ndoli's free kick, individual brilliance for them to secure a point. So TS Galaxy have always given Kaizer Chiefs tough times when the listeners remember they even knocked them out of the Nedbank Cup last season. They've even drawn Kaizer Chiefs twice. They also, so we are anticipating a tough game. This is a very team that beat Kaizer Chiefs in the final of the Nedbank Cup. I think 3 ago, so under Jens Malise.
Modiba, you have faith.
Can maintain consistency because this is something that I've been crying about. Yes. So let's see if Kaizer Chiefs. So I think they must just remain, and the lineup should remain unchanged as the Kaizer Chiefs. Even the TS Galaxy one, the lineup must remain unchanged. So last time when I watched them against Sundowns, I think they made some defensive errors. Their goalkeeper also was replaced. Melusi is there, and there was a Vasilic who just had to come in to deputize for him. So I think he'll definitely be in goals tomorrow. So last time I remember last season. So Atazone, I think he needs to impress the fans there. They really just need points just to fight for that second spot, because by this time we know that Mamelodi Sundowns have already clinched the title, whether we like it or not. Even if coaches can play some mind games, but they'll definitely be champions. Mamelodi Sundowns but the second spot and the third spot for the CAF Champions League as well as CAF Confederations Cup. So I think I'll give it a draw for me. I'll give it a draw because Kaizer Chiefs are not consistent. TS Galaxy, they'll want to prove a point. You look at them, they're playing the likes of Pogiso Sanoka, you're giving him Simango, Batusi Obas, alongside Apelele Teto. you are Bernard Parker. I think we want to get one against his former team. You are Jakarija there, the striker there. I think he's been scoring crucial goals for them. You look at Kaizer Chiefs. I think, as I've said, Saile, they must give him a first starting option to play alongside Ashley Dupree. Kigen Dolly must pull up his socks. I haven't been impressed there. And then you look at the likes of, I think the absence of Ntablo Blom, the void left for him, just a very one for them to see that they really missed the services of Ntablo Blom. And then September Stella came in and he's been playing a good game up to so far in the last 2 games where I saw him. So Chiefs should do better. They're a big team. They mustn't refrain from making errors at the back. So, but it's going to be an interesting game for one to see. But I'll give it a lovely draw.
My coaching department, Varkhana and Daikant, all the coaches, their jobs are still intact, Modiba.
Currently, as we know, that Macalans have just sacked James Mansella, so because of string of poor results, and they've secured Raymond Mtaka. Remember, I've said it 3 times. You asked me on the show, and I've told you that James Mansella is my first choice, and it happened the way I anticipated.
Yes, you did. Yes,
and,
you did.
Yeah,
yes.
very interesting.
You put a cast on James Mansella when.
Yes, and they tried to play me Black Malpatile, but I kept saying Dennis Mansella is my first choice, and it happened the way it happened. So yeah, I think the writing was just on the wall for me. So the writing was just on the wall. So he was just not doing well. So 2 draws, six losses on the trot. So it was just too much. And this is a team that will be playing in the CAF Confederations Cup. This is a team that will be campaigning in the Nedbank Cup. So I think they must just let go of the 2 and concentrate on the league, because consolidating points is very crucial, judging from where they are at the current position. So pressure is just too much for them, so they must do well. But as you know, Dylan Kerr is always a relegation saver. Let's see if this time around, as he did it at Swallows, he can be able to save the very same Marumo Gallants. It's very interesting. I can't wait to see their first match in the derby this wonderful evening. And let's go to Royal AM. Remember, John Maduka, he was their coach before he left the club. So, and he went on to join Maritzburg United, and things were not going well. He was just losing games after games. First 5-0 by, I remember, by Sundowns, Golden Arrows 2-0. He was losing so many games. Kaizer Chiefs 3-0. If in some of the games that I remember so well. So he's just rejoined the club. So this is something that I've even said, even on fan base Super Sport 2, that they just need a coach going forward, because they've signed so many players, good quality players, very energetic players. You have Mfundo Ntikas, you have Hopotsani, you have Kabelo Makasela, so many players. The competition is just Andre de Jong has just left for Stellenbosch, and you look at the likes of Ketuk Tulandov, Rusak Kamaldin, Mkolisi Matupu, they're doing well. So it just needs a coach just to be able to acclimatize things tactically. I think at the back, that's where they need to improve, because their goalkeeper also has been erratic at times, Patrick Nyame there. So, and you look at Samuel Manganya, they just need to pull up the box. Other than that, they're a very interesting one, because he's combining well with Nascimento at the back. They just need confidence, somebody who can just push them. So Johnny Majika is the right man for, as you know, he finished third last season, so he'll want to rescue the team from where they are at the current place. So yeah, up to so far, a coach sacked and a coach recruited.
I always had Dentons Malisela's number from the beginning. Moving right along in the transfer news, transfer market, who signs whom and where, Modiba?
Remember, Sibuso Vilakazi, he was currently with Chess Galaxy, and they just released him. And also Mpamakola, he was with Cape Town City. They is also released before the contract can reach its conclusion, because it was left with 5 months, but they decided to part ways with the club. And let's go to SuperSport United. Remember, Zakelele Pasa from Orlando Pirates is currently SuperSport United on loan from Orlando Pirates. Yes, and then you look at Bongani Sam, who was currently playing regularly under John Maduka at Maritzburg United. He's just joined the Solos on loan, but he's still an Orlando Pirates player there. So you look at you remember Sapos Mateti, Chipa United have just his services there. So let's see if Morgan Mamila, will be able to use him. Yeah, he's currently a Chipa United midfielder. So let's see if we'll bring up those skillful dribbling wizards, as we know him well. And then you look at
and I believe his nickname. What is his street name? What is his street name? Squama.
Squama, yes. Squama is his nickname.
Yes,
a very skillful player there. So let's see if he will discipline for I haven't been happy with his journey. He doesn't last in every team that he joins, so something he needs to work on individually. So let's see if he'll be able to bring Chipa Mpenyisi's fortunes alive there. So let's go to Orlando Pirates. They've just secured the services of, remember, Maketeni Makaula from Amazulu. At first it was a pre-contract, but as the negotiations proceeded, so the decided to sign him for this current transfer window. Let's see if he will be able to compete with the likes of Miguel Team, Yatawa Monaria, Ben Motswari. I think competition will be too much high there. So, and very interesting. And then let's go to Stellenbosch. Stellenbosch, they've just acquired the services of Kramrinas. I think this is a player before he went on to join SuperSport United. So, very interesting. They've just agreed with the SuperSport for the player to return back to the club. So, let's see if they will improve, because they haven't been doing well.
Matiba, you seem to be breaking once again. It looks like we have lost Matiba this time around. The network decided to have a final say on our discussion. Matiba, you there? No.
In the yes, I was just in. That's all in the transfer window. Yes, I was just speaking about Ikram.
Okay, Matiba. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Matiba, for your time. But before I let you go, can you quickly share your social media handles with our listeners, Matiba?
I'm always on Facebook, Mudiba Peta, and I'm also on Twitter, Johannes Mudiba. Let's talk football. Let's speak and analyze it without fear or favor there. So, but yeah, we are in for a lovely afternoon, and come next.
Okay, thank you very much, Modiba.
We will be talking some of the fixtures that will be.
Oh, hey, Madiba. Hey, it looks like the reception
next week.
It seems to be distracting us a lot. But if you can hear me from your side, thank you very much from us. It is always a pleasure to have a discussion with you. Time now, it is 7 minutes before 12 o'clock. And as I did mention that come 12 o'clock, we'll be in discussion with our studio guest, Ntiyiso Mahumani, a staunch Orlando Pirates supporter. We'll get to hear what he has to say in as far as Orlando Pirates are concerned when they take on their hood team, Mamelodi Sundowns, this afternoon at Orlando Stadium. Kweskama Minzela is good. By the look of things, it looks like my guest has just rocked the building. And Ntiyiso Mahumani, I think I've just spotted him right now. Let's quickly for a breather. Hopefully when we return, we will be in conversation with him and hear what he has to say. What can we expect from Orlando Pirates? Time now, it is 6 minutes before 12 o'clock. And if the weather means anything to you, the mercury is sitting at 15 degrees Celsius, and it is sun in Johannesburg.
In the middle seat for us to get over here and up. Act like you got some sense. You might get a little bit of this here. Not money. This is hope money. I hope you get out there and do your thing. And check it out. Hey. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? All right. Either you can fold that, 3,000. I'm telling you. Don't mess it up for everybody. Greyhound don't float on water.
Here in London for the first time to perform for you live, Johnny Vulture, Benjamin Andre, Dookie on drums, Possum Jenkins, and Andre Ice Cold 3000. Performing their smash hit Hey Ya. Ladies and gents, I give you the love.
The views, opinions, or comments expressed on this program does not reflect the views, opinions, or comments of the radio station or its management.
Ever heard a baby bellow at the top of its lungs in a public place, far from your best music track, right? For a more beautiful note, contact Nirvana Sounds for your studio and live recordings. We engineer sound to perfection according to your specifications. We ensure crisp and clear audio-video conversions and delight your function with sound, stage, and lights for hire. Our quotes are pleasurable to the ear. Contact us now on 083-945-7664. Nirvana Sounds, powered by Gospel World FM.
Looking to upgrade or repair your desktop or laptop? With over a decade's experience, TV Master specializes in software installations, data recovery, restores, PC rebuilds, and conversions from VHS to USB or DVD. For no obligation quote, contact Pre on 011 855 6738 or 072 7706 796. TV Master, the name you can trust.
Thank you so much to that double play. We kickstarted it with the Outcast. They gave us Hey Ya, Hey Ya, Hey Ya. And then they were followed by Master KG featuring Tim Mosha. They gave us Wire Wire. Time now it is 4 minutes after 12 o'clock. And you are still tuning in to Sports Geek with Sibonelo Ngobo. Only on Nirvana World FM. Your beat, your music. TikTok and Facebook, we are there as Nirvana World FM. And you can always get in touch with us on our studio WhatsApp line number, which is 07 333 934. The studio WhatsApp line number again is 07 333 934. The promise we make is the promise we keep. Before we went for the commercial break, we did promise you that in the studio we will have the Orlando Pirates staunch supporter in the form and shape of Ntiyiso Mahumani. Guess what? He's in the building. He's with me right now. Ntiyiso, Sin Baba.
Good afternoon, Sibonelo. Thank you for having me. Good afternoon to the listeners and the viewers.
Oh, thank you very much. Yes, like we did promise that Ntiyiso is going to be with us, and he is definitely in the building. He is here. He has just blessed us with his presence. It is all much appreciated. Let's get cut down to the chase, Ntiyiso. Tell our listeners, who is Ntiyiso Mahumani?
Okay, Sibonelo. Ntiyiso Mahumani is an Orlando Pirate supporter who comes from Limpopo in Guyana, Kagaula.
Kagaula,
yes.
Okay.
So I was a soccer player myself.
Wow. Okay.
I used to play as a centre back. The Siyabonga Sagweni kind of a center back.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
okay.
So,
so you're clinical.
Yes, and aggressive at the same time. So my greatest achievement as a footballer is helping one of my home team, Gaula Movers, to gain promotion to the 4th division, formerly known as SAB League.
Oh yes.
Yeah. So that's where my career as a soccer player ended. I went to school after I've completed my matric. I went to University of Limpopo. Okay. I didn't have much time to play football in there. Because of studies. I was too much focused on studies, so I didn't have much time to play football. So my love for the team Orlando Pirates started at a very young age. Yeah, I think I was 6 years old when I started following Izimnyama Nginkani. Yeah, so that's briefly who is Ntiyiso Mahumani in terms of football side.
Okay, and then where did you get the influence? Was it a family thing, or did you have a friend or uncle or whoever who was? How did you? Because at that time, surely Kaizer Chiefs, they were there making the headlines. Abo Swallows, they were there. How did you feel? Okay, you know what?
Okay, I come from a football-loving family.
Yes.
So both my parents are Orlando Pirates
supporters. Okay.
So I think my father is the one who introduced me to this great club, Orlando Pirates. He used to take me to Guyana Stadium to watch Orlando Pirates play against Dynamos.
Back in the days.
Yes, so I remember the last game that I attended between Orlando Pirates and Dynamos. It was somewhere in 2005, where Orlando Pirates beat Dynamos 2-0 in
Oh, you still remember the score? You still remember the scoreline?
Yes.
Okay, and then your siblings, whom do they support? Are you Orlando Pirates family, or you've got other traitors, other sellouts there in the family?
Okay, so I have 2 siblings, a boy and a girl. So both of them support Orlando Pirates.
Oh.
Because of the influence of my parents.
Yes.
So I also have my own family, my wife and son. So my wife is in between. She's not sure whether she supports Mamelodi Sundowns or Orlando Pirates. But my son, I'm winning him. Is a Bagania.
On your side.
Yes.
But your wife, so surely, I mean, that's treasonous. It's a criminal offense. You can't be caught between Orlando Pirates and Sundowns.
Yeah, but
that's good as treason.
Yeah, exactly. But I can see now, because she see the love that I have for Orlando Pirates, she's joining me slowly but surely. She will be Bagania.
Oh, no choice. She has to.
Exactly.
That's the right thing to do for her.
Yes.
If she knows which side her bread is buttered.
She needs to join us. Surely very soon she will be full Bagania supporter. Just because now she's in between. She's not sure whether she must join the Baganias or she stays as a Mamelodi Sundowns supporter.
Let's hope finally she comes to her senses and follow the family. Or this is in the Myanmar, this is a Pirates family. She must just as well do the right thing. So tell me now, since you started supporting Orlando Pirates at very, very tender age, I'll be nice to you. I won't ask you for one player. I'll ask you 3 or 4 players that you feel are the best Orlando Pirates players of all time since the time you started following the Pirates to date.
Okay, I have many in my list, Sbonelo, but because you asked me for few, the first on the list is Gift Mpho Leremi.
Oh yeah, yes.
May his soul rest in peace. He was one of the best players during that time. Remember, during his time with the likes of Benedicto Vilakazi, the late Leslie Manyatela,
yes.
Dugu
Joseph
Makanya,
Makanya,
yes, Lebogang Mukwena. So for me, he's the first on the list. He was one of the best midfielders Orlando Pirates produced. So the second on the list is Siyabonga Sangweni.
Oh,
yeah, they didn't call him Ntimbi for nothing. He was one of the best defenders Orlando Pirates ever had. You could see the way he played. He played for the page. Remember, during his time, we won treble, I think, twice.
Yeah. I think the coach at the time was Rudy
Kroll, and then Augusto Palacios came in.
Yeah.
Yes, so he's the second on the list. He was one of the best. And then the third one is Happy Chele.
Yes.
I know that you might have questions. How is Happy Jele one of the best players for Orlando Pirates? Happy Jele served Orlando Pirates with respect that the team deserves.
Yes.
He joined Pirates as a young boy. Unfortunately, he didn't win trophies as a captain of the team. But if you can see how Happy Jele served Orlando Pirates, you can see that he's the legend of the team. Many youngsters that joined Orlando Pirates during Happy Jele's times, you could see that they rely on him for guidance. So he's one of the best defenders that Orlando Pirates ever had.
Talking of Happy Jele, I'm happy you mentioned Happy Jele. Yes, I fully understand. Since I was shocked, okay, most of the players they normally like midfielders, and there is a player that I was hoping that you will mention as your favorite. I'm surprised that Tiko Modise doesn't make it. There is someone that I know is a big Tiko Modise fan, like but I know he likes Tiko. He's a big Tiko Modise fan. So I was expecting Tiko Modise to be in your top 3. But then you mentioned Happy Jele. Yes, absolutely. Happy Jele, he served Orlando Pirates with loyalty. The service that he offered to Orlando Pirates is out of this world. The question that I'd like to ask him, we recall that Kama last season, he was then released. What is your take on the way Happy Jele was released for Orlando Pirates after serving Orlando Pirates with so much loyalty? We recall that most of the time last season, last year, he was sitting without a team. He was unemployed. Only, I believe, this week that we heard that Irole maybe signed him. So the way Happy Jele was released, the way he was treated, what is your take on that, Ntiyiso?
I think, Sbonelo, the team returned the favor to Happy Jele. They treated him with respect, just because I remember when he was released, they offered him a role which was a non-playing role, but Happy Jele rejected the offer, indicated that he still wants to play football. However, the coaches didn't see them using him during this current season. So I think it was not going to be good for the coaches to keep Happy Jele and not play him. So it was better for him to look for other teams where he knows that he will get game time. But I know that once a parent, always a parent. Happy Jele will return to Orlando Pirates.
Well, one day. Obviously, as a non-playing member.
Yes.
Talking of Orlando Pirates, I'm happy you also mentioned that you started going to the stadium at very tender age with your dad. Surely, if you were to recall those days back in the days, surely go in Limpopo. The stadiums were packed to the rafters when Orlando Pirates are playing, whether they're playing in Limpopo, KZN, or your Gauteng. The stadium were always packed to the rafters. Fast forward to of late, you find that Orlando Pirates, even at home, go Orlando Stadium, sometimes they do play in front of empty stands. It's not only Orlando Pirates issue. It's an all South African football issue where the teams, they happen to play in front of empty stands. So what do you think has gone wrong for the players to decide to boycott the games and decide, no, what, I'll skip this one, I'll rather watch this one on the telly?
As Bonello, if you have observed, I think for the past 5 or 6 years, Sundowns have been dominating our league. And remember, Orlando Pirates and Kaizer Chiefs are the two biggest teams in South Africa. We have lots of following.
Yes.
So since Mamelodi Sundowns has been dominating the league, people have lost interest in attending Orlando Pirates and Kaizer Chiefs games. So I think if the two giants of Soweto can up their games, people will return back to the stadiums.
So you think it's because of that poor dominance or the drop of dominance of Orlando Pirates and Kaizer Chiefs. And then you brought up a very exciting point, the dominance of Mamelodi. Of course, I was still going to ask you that question, the dominance of Mamelodi Sundowns in South African football. What is your take on that sudden dominance, especially of late? Like now, we are facing a situation where Mamelodi Sundowns are on the verge of winning the DStv Premiership for the 6th time in a row. Right now, and what should they beat you guys this afternoon? They'll make it 15 games in 15 outings. That is total dominance, that's for sure.
Okay, Sponello, we understand that Mamelodi Sundowns have the financial means to buy any player they want, but we can't blame them for that, and we cannot say that Mamelodi Sundowns must downgrade in order for the other PSL teams to be on their standard. So the other PSL teams must up their games in order to be on the same level with Mamelodi Sundowns, especially the likes of Orlando Pirates and Kaizer Chiefs, just because I believe that they can match Mamelodi Sundowns if they want to. So I think it's a matter of the PSL teams upping their game in order to match the standard of Mamelodi Sundowns. Sponello, it took time for Mamelodi Sundowns to get where they are now. So it's a process. It's not something that you
overnight.
Exactly. So it's a process. So I think the likes of Orlando Pirates and Kaizer Chiefs needs to up their game. If you look at Orlando Pirates, it's a team that have quality players. If you look at them and Mamelodi Sundowns, yes, Mamelodi Sundowns might be slightly higher, but the quality at Orlando Pirates is more or less the same with the ones that Mamelodi Sundowns has. So I think Orlando Pirates, if they want to, with the right management, the right technical team, they can match Mamelodi Sundowns.
You have just spoken about the right technical team. I'll take you back a little bit back in the days. If you recall, back in the days when the stadiums were still packed to the rafters, the coaches back then, I will be a little bit biased. I will say most of the coaches back then were what? Local coaches. And the style of play that was played back then, the players were doing what we call it, what is called this day is what? Showboating and everything. So, looking at the way the fans are not attending the games, looking at the quality or the entertainment of that is there on the pitch, what is your take on that? Are you in favor of the showboating, the entertaining football versus the European or business football that we are playing these days? What is your take in as far as the entertainment of the crowd and the business part of the game?
Sibonelo, when fans go to stadium, they go there to be entertained.
Yes.
They pay to be entertained. So I don't see anything wrong with gassy flavor. We call it gassy flavor. Yes. I don't see anything wrong with that. Sibonelo, I often attend gassy tournament around Soweto.
Yes.
It is always fully packed.
Fully packed to the rafters.
Exactly.
And the fans are engaged, are screaming, are entertained.
Exactly, Sibonelo. Just because the fans wants to be entertained. So most European coaches, when they come to South Africa, they want to apply exactly what is on the book. So the players are not given the opportunity to express themselves. So that's the problem with our soccer, our league. So if the European coaches can allow our players to express themselves, I think the fans will come back to stadium, just because as fans, when we go to stadium, we want to see goals, we want to see gassy flavors. So
Shibobos.
Exactly, that's what we want to see when we go to stadium.
Especially, I'm happy that you also mentioned the likes of Tugu Makany. We remember back in the days, your Tugu Makany, the way he was, they took on the defenders. I remember that I believe Orlando Pirates, the time they were coached by I've forgotten that his name is just escaped me. When Orlando Pirates, they were so speedy back in the days. There was, like you mentioned, your Lerem, your Tugu, your Zovilagazi, Lebogang Cheese Boy.
Yes.
But that coach, after his name is just escaping me
I
for
think
a moment.
there was the likes of Rob Barrento during that time.
No, he looked like the former U.S. president. He looked like Bill Clinton. What is this coach's name? I've forgotten his name, but it will come back.
Yeah.
That time, Orlando Pirates, you could lead them 3-0. But the way Orlando Pirates, they will press you. It will look like they are winning. They will play with authority, with comfort. And when you were to come on the field, you won't believe that Orlando Pirates are trailing by 3-0. The way about Tugu, they will be showing that authority and all of that in the game.
That's how we know Orlando Pirates, Sibonelo. Orlando Pirates is known of playing exciting football, skillful football. As you have mentioned, the likes of Cheese Boy Mokoena.
Cheese Boy, yes.
You know how skillful he was.
Yes, yeah.
I remember Cyril Zama one day got injured because of...
I remember that game. I remember that game.
So that's how we know Orlando Pirates. But currently, if we have watched Orlando Pirates games, there is no direction. You cannot tell what kind of football is Orlando Pirates playing. Today, they are playing like this. Tomorrow, they are playing like this. So there is no identity in there. But back then, you will tell that this is Orlando Pirates. But now, things have changed. I just hope that Orlando Pirates will go back to where they were before.
Our happy people can be happy once again. Time now it is 23 minutes after 12 o'clock. And if the weather means anything to you, the mercury is sitting at 15 degrees Celsius and it is sunny in Johannesburg. You are still tuning in to Sports Geek with Sibonelo Ngcobo, only on Nirvana World FM. Your beat, your music. And in the studio, I've got a staunch Orlando Pirates supporter in the form and shape of Ntiyiso Mahumani. Let's go for a breather. When we return, Baba, we'll be talking Mamelodi Sundowns' dominance now over Orlando Pirates. Is that perception true, or the media is just creating a hype of Sundowns becoming Orlando Pirates' hoodoo team? Are you in agreement with that, or you are not. You feel you and Orlando Pirates and Kaiser and the Mamelodi Sundowns rather. Ke 50-50. Ke niga. Ke tika. Let's quickly go for a breather. We'll continue with our conversation with Ntiyiso Mahumani and hear what he has to say as far as Mamelodi Sundowns versus Orlando Pirates are concerned. Don't forget, it is happening this afternoon at Orlando Stadium. Kweska Mamenzela Isco. Dear. Zizojika izinto. That's what Orlando Pirates faithfuls will be hoping for this afternoon when they take on their minis Mamelodi Sundowns. While the Mamelodi Sundowns faithfuls will be hoping for more of the same. If you know, you know. Zizojika izinto. That's going to be the order of the day this afternoon at 3:30. Orlando Stadium. Kweskama Minzela is good when Orlando Pirates will be trying to get the Mamelodi Sundowns monkey off their back. And we are still chilling with Ntiyiso Mahumani, the Orlando Pirates staunch supporter. Ntiyiso.
Yes, Bonella.
Back in 2014, you had one of the best goalkeepers. Actually, he was good enough to be the international goalkeeper. He was good enough to be the captain of South African senior men's national team. That was Senzo Mayiwa. 26 October, back in 2014, we lost him. And then since then, you guys have been signing goalkeepers. You find that the goalkeeper is doing exceptionally well wherever that he is. But the moment you guys sign him to come and take in goals for Orlando Pirates, things seem to be going hayward. Talk to us about your goalkeeping nightmare, Ntiyiso.
Bonello, what a great loss for Orlando Pirates. Since Mayo was one of the best goalkeepers that came through the ranks of Orlando Pirates. May his soul rest in peace. Sibonelo, after we have lost Senzo Mayiwa and Monib Joseph left the team, our goalkeeping department has been weak. We signed the likes of Siyabonga Pochane from Platinum Stars.
Yes.
It was the best goalkeeper at Platinum Stars.
Yes,
It came to Orlando Pirates, it was something else. We signed Richard Ofori from Maritzburg United. He came to Orlando Pirates. It was promising, but it looks like it's injury after injury for him. So our goalkeeper department is very weak. There is no consistency in there. Now we have Sipo Chaina from Chupa United. I just hope that he will be the one. And it's, so far it is promising, but he has never been tested from the few games that he has played. So we will see today, just because I hope that he will be in goals. So we will see today where he will be tested, if he will be able to stand and say, this is my position. So yeah, our goalkeeping department, as Bonella, has not been good. So I just hope that going forward we'll be able to also promote goalkeepers from our developments. Just because I was so disappointed last year when I heard that the boy Sitole was released. Without being given a chance in the senior team to prove himself. So I think that's the case at Orlando Pirates. Young players are not being given a chance. For example, the likes of Radio Pana.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, he's not a goalkeeper, he's a striker. But
no opportunity.
He was banging goals at MDC. Yeah, and then he never played at the senior team. He was loaned to Cape Town Spurs. He's banging goals again in there. So you want to understand why is it like that at Orlando Pirates. So I think there is no link between our development and our senior team, which is something that needs to be fixed.
Oh, absolutely. Yes, I fully agree with you, Ntiyiso. Because if you recall, some of the goalkeepers that who's this? Wayne Sandilands will recall that back in his days, Go Platinum Stars, he was also a big goalkeeper. Go Sundowns was also a big goalkeeper. You signed him. Then, out of the blue, the other game, I believe he was scored by Hlompho Kekane on the other side.
Exactly. At Mamelodi Sundowns, he was one of the best goalkeepers.
Yes.
We signed him, it becomes something else. And then there was one that we signed, I think it was from France, if not Netherlands, Joris Dale.
4 goals. It's cause
Yes.
4 goals. 4 funny goals.
Exactly. So you could say that maybe we just need to stop looking for goalkeepers that are already developed by other teams. We just need to look at our development. We develop goalkeepers ourselves, like Senzo Meyiwa, who came through the ranks of Orlando Pirates and became one of the best goalkeepers that Orlando Pirates has ever had. Yes.
Yeah, I fully agree with that because like you mentioned, Radio Pana, they released and they said he must go and get experience. You mentioned the likes of your Tugu, your Cheese Boy, and you'll recall that your Cheese Boy, Unakena school at the time.
Exactly.
He was doing standard 9 or matric back at the time, but he was one of the regulars on the Pirates. Surely about Cheese Boy, your Gift Lerem, and all of those players, they didn't have experience before they joined Orlando Pirates. The only experience that they had was growing through the Orlando Pirates rank, but they were given an opportunity to Orlando Pirates, and they became one of the best players that Orlando Pirates ever produced. Fast forward to these days, you mentioned that Orlando Pirates is releasing players. Go and get experience. Where on earth will they get experience if when, as Orlando Pirates, you are not prepared to grant your youngsters a chance?
Exactly. We need to give these young players a chance to prove themselves in the senior team. If they don't succeed, that's where maybe we can look at loaning them somewhere else where they can gain more experience. Just because, as they have mentioned, the likes of Chisboy Mukwena, Dugu Makanya, Gift Leremi, those players were coming from the development of Orlando Pirates.
They were scholars.
Exactly.
They were scholars.
And they were playing beautiful football, exciting football. But now it looks like we don't believe in our young players.
So you all you want are ready-made, all you want are big names. But unfortunately, the moment you bring them go Mayfair, they do not rise up to the occasion. They don't deliver.
Exactly. If you look at Mamelodi Sundowns, we can cry and say that Mamelodi Sundowns buys all the good players. But the likes of Pesitao,
yes,
he came through the ranks of Mamelodi Sundowns. The young Mailula, he came through the ranks.
What a revelation that
exactly,
is.
He came through the ranks of Mamelodi Sundowns. So you can see that Mamelodi Sundowns is not only buying good players, they are also developing good players. So I think it's something that other PSL teams can copy and do the same. I think it will help them to be on the same level with Mamelodi Sundowns.
Oh, absolutely. Just going back, you've just mentioned that when you look at the goalkeeping department, you said you hope that Uchain plays this afternoon. From my side, I honestly do not know which goalkeeper is going to turn up this afternoon for Orlando Pirates. Is it going to be Chain? Will Chain is Chain ready enough to face the likes of Mamelodi Sundowns, or will they recall Ofor if he has recovered from his injury, or Siyabonga Mpontshane? So while on that, can you give us your dream starting lineup that you think if your head coach Jose Rivero should set the starting 11, they might do the business for you guys this afternoon and bring the happy days back? Go Mayfair, Ntiyiso.
Okay, Sbonela. So my dream starting lineup, China will be the goalkeeper.
Yes.
I won't change the back four. It will be Innocent Maela, Tabelo Toki, Sibisi, and Shandu.
Yes.
So in the middle of the park, I will drop Dlamini,
yes,
and play with Makaula,
yes,
Munari, and Donzo. They will play in the middle of the park. And then on the side, I will have Saleng. I will have...
obvious. Obvious.
I will have Dien Hoto and have Zukamanja as a target man. I know that most Orlando parents as supporters will prefer to have Kemit Erasmus as the target man.
Yes.
But I will prefer to start with Zukamanja. Why? When you play with Mamelodi Sundowns, you need people who can chase the ball. So if you have your Kemet Erasmus, you allow Mamelodi Sundowns to start the play from the back. But if you have your Zugamanja, you know that Zugamanja won't allow Mamelodi Sundowns to play from the back. And the moment you stop Mamelodi Sundowns from playing from the back, you have
50% of the game is won.
Exactly.
50% of the back is won.
Yeah, you have a chance of getting something out of that game.
You mentioned Mahaola. I believe Mahaola is the one that you've just signed from Amazulu.
From Amazulu, yes.
So don't you think the Sundowns game might be, and playing for Orlando Pirates, might be too much for him to be thrown in the starting 11?
Sbonelo, Makeshen Mahaola is an experienced player. So I don't think he will be afraid of a Mamelodi Sundowns game. If you remember, the first game for Ndabai Ndlodlo was against Mamelodi Sundowns.
Oh yes, what a performance he dished on the day.
Exactly.
What a performance that was. Yes.
He got a man of the match in that
game.
game.
I recall. Yeah, that was a top-notch performance.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I don't think there will be any issues starting with Makeshen Mahaola in this game.
And then you stick with Uchain in goals.
Yes.
So you reckon he's ready for the big occasion?
Yes, if we drop him to the bench, I don't think we will be doing justice to the boy. Just because the last 3 games that he played, we won all the games. Why do we drop him now? So let's give him a chance and see how he performs against the big guns of our league. Just because Ofori has been given a chance.
And he's done his fair
blunders, exactly. Mbojani has been given a chance.
He's done his fair of blunders
exactly.
as well.
So I think it is time now to give Chayenne his chance to see what he can offer.
Oh, absolutely. That is Ntiyiso Mahumani. Giving it as it is, saying that if he were to be given an opportunity, he will throw in the new recruit, the new kid on the block, which is Umakehleni, all the way from Amazulu FC KZN. And he will also stick with Sipho Chain in goals. Will Sipho Chain be ready for the big occasion and stop the well-oiled Mamelodi Sundowns machine? That seems to be crushing anything and everything that comes their way. Let's go for a breather. We'll continue on the other side of this. Mapagania, they will definitely be hoping. Sure, if you are Orlando Pirates faithful, this song is definitely going to be the order of the day. Let's hope for Orlando Pirates faithful's sake, this will become a reality. Come 3:30 this afternoon at Orlando Stadium. Kweskama Minzela is good.
Abone nangelisela phakathi emuva kamanjeke nangla phakathi manje lapho umfana omncane ke elifundisa nenkundla ke lokuyena lapha unyasha ke ewumunetsi selingapha kunyathama ke abone lotshe ewulotshe uyingozi ke ekuleli suku uyagijima nangu futhi ulotshe kwasokunxele abone lapha ke ewulotshe ukuthi wenze njani ke nangenikeza uJustin abone Shonga nangu Shonga ke manje ke elibuyisela kumayela ke nangelizwe unyathama ke
Zizochika izinto ko-Orlando Stadium this afternoon. Orlando Pirates awindoda emnyama ezikamakepula ezakepula umhlaba kamasipala bopha ndoda emnyama. Mamelodi Sundowns, the mighty Brazilians, they will be hoping to run away and continue with their scintillating form of 15 wins out of 15 outings. We are still chilling with Sponsor Ngobo on Sports Geek, and in the studio we still have our guest Ntiyiso Mahumani. Before we sign off, Ntiyiso, because the time seems to be not on our side. International football, is there any league that you follow abroad beside the DStv Premiership? And if there is, which team do you follow overseas?
Okay, Spanelo. I follow EPL.
EPL, yes.
That's the league that I follow other than our DStv Premiership. So I support Man United, the Red Devils.
Oh, glory United. Since you support Man United, I can tell you've got freedom to move around the studio. Because one of my colleagues, DJ Power, is a Man United fan. And the one before that, Mr. H, who also give us breakfast on the Saturday, is also a Man United fan. So you might as well have the freedom of Nirvana World FM, because most of the presenters, they seem to be Man United fans.
I am at home.
I feel at home.
Yeah, so that's the team that I support. Eric and his technical team, including one of our own, Ben McCarthy, has been doing a great job in there. If you can check the team, there are lots of improvements this season. Remember, last season we finished outside of top four, which
nightmare season.
Exactly, which was not great for a team like Manchester United. So I think from the looks of things now, it is promising. If Eric can manage to finish inside the top four, I think next season we can talk of challenging for the league.
Oh, so this season you are fine with you guys not winning the league?
This season we are fine with us not winning the league. If we
but be in the top four.
We must be in the top four. That is a must. We must be in the top four. Man United is a very big team who cannot afford to finish outside of the top four. So we must be in the top four. So yeah, if we can manage to finish in the top four, and then come next season, that's where we can say that now we are going for the league.
Talking of Manchester United, since you said you're a Manchester United fan, then tell me, what is your take on the way CR7 conducted himself, the way the relationship between Manchester United and CR7 ended?
I think the way Cristiano Ronaldo conducted himself, it was not professional. I am a fan of Cristiano Ronaldo. I started following him from the first time he joined Manchester United.
Yeah.
He went to Madrid and then Juventus, and then he came back to Man United. So, but the way he conducted himself, it was not proper. He was supposed to respect the coach. He was supposed to respect the badge, Manchester United. It is the team that made him who he is now.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think he was supposed to respect the team. So if he wanted to go, the best thing was to request the team to release him. I think they were not going to be hard on him. They were going to release him. But the way he left the team was not proper.
So his conduct, you feel it was completely uncalled for. He thought for some reason he was bigger than the club, which is definitely not the case. There is no player, and as far as I'm concerned, who is ever bigger than any club.
Exactly. So the way he was doing things, I think according to him, he thought he is bigger than the team. Yeah, he's a big brand. We can't argue that. Yeah, we can't argue that. But he's not bigger than Manchester United.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Manchester United made him who he is today. So I think he was supposed to show some respect to the team, even if he was not in agreement with the coach. Yeah, so I think he was supposed to show some sort of respect.
Yeah, since you say you follow EPL, we have seen the rejuvenated Arsenal this season. They're currently topping the league. Man City is not making it any easier for them, and they've been dominating EPL of late in Man City. So with you being content with Manchester United not winning the league this season, Tell me, whom do you think, or whom do you wish clinches the EPL this season?
I think between the two, I will prefer Arsenal to.
Typical Man United fan. Typical Man United fan will never wish Man City.
I'll prefer Arsenal to win the league. Man City now. Last season, I was on Liverpool side to win it, but unfortunately, Gerald didn't do anything on the last game. Exactly. So he was supposed to stop Man City in that last game.
And do it for Liverpool.
Exactly, just because I remember he was leading 2-0.
2-0 at some stage. They gave away on, 80th minute or 83rd minute, if I recall.
So I think, this year I go with Arsenal to win the league. I'm sorry for Pep Guardiola.
You go for Arsenal. Do they have what it takes to win EPL? Yes, I understand. They are leading now. Can they sustain? Won't the fatigue and the pressure and everything creep into them? Do they have what it takes to go all the way, sustain and go all the way and be at the podium come end of the EPL?
The most important thing, Sbonello, is consistency. So if we can look Arsenal, they have been consistent with their performances.
Yes, exactly.
So I think they stand a chance of winning the league. And for them to win the league is to beat the teams that they are competing with.
Exactly.
They managed to beat Man United.
Oh yes, 3-2.
Exactly, which is one of the teams that they are competing with.
Yes.
They managed to beat Liverpool.
Yes.
Now they are going to play against
Arsenal,
Man City.
Man
City.
Yes.
So if they can manage to get something out of those two games, they stand a chance of winning the league.
Ntiyiso Mahumani has called it Arsenal are going to be the EPL champions. I guess it's that time of the show where we'll have to sign off. But before we do that, Ntiyiso, can you please share your social media handles with our listeners, if you do have any? If you don't have any, no problem.
Okay, I'm more active on Facebook, so they can follow me on my Facebook handle is Clarence Ntiyiso Mahumani. So that's where they can find me.
Okay, Clarence Ntiyiso Mahumani, or is it Ntiyiso Clarence Mahumani? How is it?
It's Ntiyiso Clarence Mahumani.
Mahumani.
But even if they can type it the other way around, I'm the only one. So
you're right. Okay.
Find me.
Unfortunately, I cannot say the same with Sponelongo. The moment you type Sponelongo on Facebook, 100 of Sponelongo. So with you have that luxury to be the exclusive one. So thank you very much, and Ntiyiso, for your time. We really appreciate it on Nirvana World FM to make your time and come and talk to us football. But for the last time, yes, I know you're the Orlando Pirates faithful, but I'll just like to ensure that I capture you on record. This afternoon, 3:30, Orlando Stadium, Orlando Pirates host Mamelodi Sundowns. Your honest result.
2-1 in favor of Orlando Pirates.
Ntiyiso Mahumani has called it Orlando Pirates will run away victors this afternoon. It is the time of the show where I have to love and leave you, but as always, I don't leave you alone. I always leave you in the warm and capable hands of my colleague Jacqueline Friedman, who will be with you. She will be bringing you money. Yes, she will be talking money works. That is between 1 and 3 p.m. Surely don't want to miss him for anything in the world. I, for one, will definitely be tuning in on my way home. It is always a pleasure to have you guys. I really appreciate you for tolerating me in your space. It means a lot to me. Let's do this once again next week Saturday between 11 and 1 p.m. But always remember this: if you can dream it, surely you can live it. I am Sibonelo Ngobo. Let's do this once again next week Saturday. Adios. Hala.